Sebuah panggilan darurat dari tetangga justru membimbing polisi Wisconsin ke sebuah tragedi berdarah di dalam rumah. Rumah yang awalnya tenang ini malah berubah jadi TKP kekerasan brutal yang menewaskan satu orang.
Just to note here in Blue Mountains Call, we've got a lot of blood on the upper main living area.
Sementara sang anak justru ditemukan kabur tanpa sehelai benang pun di tubuhnya.
You guys got me? I got.
Dan alasan dibalik aksi kejam ini benar-benar di luar akal sehat manusia. Selamat datang di Dimensi Arsip. Ini adalah kasus Sierra Schoonover. Kejadian ini bermula pada tanggal 14 April 2025 di Blue Mountains, Wisconsin, saat polisi menerima laporan dari seorang tetangga yang melihat sekaligus mendengar pertengkaran hebat di rumah sebelah. Begitu tiba di lokasi, gak ada seorang pun yang terlihat di luar rumah maupun yang menjawab pintu. Tapi pas memeriksa area belakang, polisi justru dibuat kaget setelah melihat ceceran darah yang sangat banyak di dalam rumah lewat pintu kaca.
Just to note here in Blue Mountains Call, we've got a lot of blood on the upper main living area, on the floor, as well as the threshold of what I believe is the bathroom.
Copy. Are you guys inside?
Negative. I'm seeing this through the open sliding glass door in the back. You see? And then there's key. It looks like keys on the floor. I don't know what that thing is next to the vent.
Di saat yang sama, petugas lain langsung nemuin si tetangga yang nelfon tadi buat minta keterangan lebih lanjut.
I believe the daughter's inside. They were fighting in here, getting really physical up against her car. Daughter was completely naked in the front yard, so if that wasn't the case, I would probably try and separate them, but I just called right away.
So did you hear anything they were saying?
No, just screams. That's why
Who was screaming?
both screaming, and she was kind of choking her. And
Who was she?
the daughter.
The daughter was kind of strangling the mom.
That's what it looked like.
And then you saw the mom leave in the car that left by.
That's right.
Berbekal info penting ini dan ngelihat banyaknya bercak darah di area rumah, polisi menduga kalau si anak masih ada di dalam kondisi terluka parah. Tanpa buang waktu, polisi langsung mendobrak masuk.
Police department!
I got taser.
Police department! Go out! Sierra! Sierra!
Disinilah polisi nemuin jejak darah berceceran dari ruang tamu sampai ke kamar mandi. Dan di balik tirai ini, polisi mendapati seorang wanita tergeletak bersimbah darah di bak mandi dengan luka tusukan di leher dan dada, lengkap dengan pisau di sebelahnya. Awalnya, polisi mengira kalau korban yang ada di kamar mandi adalah Sierra.
Where are we at for stab wounds? In the neck?
We've got one to the chest. Something to put pressure on the gauze.
Yep.
Nah, pas polisi lagi sibuk ngasih pertolongan pertama, tiba-tiba masuk laporan darurat lewat radio. Gak jauh dari lokasi, ada mobil yang mengalami kecelakaan, dan pengemudinya adalah seorang cewek muda tanpa sehelai benang pun di tubuhnya. Disinilah polisi teringat kesaksian si tetangga tadi yang bilang kalau Sierra sempat telanjang waktu berantem sama ibunya di depan rumah. Polisi pun baru sadar kalau cewek di mobil ini adalah sang anak, Sierra Schoonover. Sementara wanita bersimbah darah yang ada di dalam kamar mandi rumah adalah sang ibu, Heather Schoonover. Karena Sierra terus melawan saat hendak diamankan, polisi akhirnya terpaksa menggunakan taser buat melumpuhkan dia.
Stay down! Stay on your stomach!
Bring it back.
Give me your hand! Do it now! Stop resisting! Sierra?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you stabbed anywhere?
I don't think so.
Sierra, did you hurt your mom today? Did your mom hurt you? How did she hurt you?
She never left me.
She never loved you.
Sementara itu, Sierra langsung dilarikan ke rumah sakit terdekat. Saat tiba di rumah sakit, Sierra yang nggak tahu kalau ibunya udah tewas, justru terus-terusan nanyain kondisi ibunya dan bilang kalau ibunya yang butuh ambulans.
Can I call my mom at some point?
Not right now.
Can you tell me when?
Tell you when?
Like a time frame.
I don't know right now, but as soon as I do know something, I will let you know, okay?
Someone who hears me, please call my mom. You're a police officer? Aren't you concerned about, like, if other people might be hurt somewhere? Because I'm concerned my mom might be hurt. And so I think their ambulance should be sent for her.
Okay.
What do you think she needs?
My mom?
Yeah. I mean, I gotta tell them what to do.
I think I might have hurt her.
Okay,
I might have gone crazy,
Okay.
like for a bit,
okay,
and she might be hurt.
okay,
I stabbed her.
okay.
I don't care if I get arrested because I did not want to do it. I love my mom and I'm so scared, and that's why I want someone to go check on her.
Berhubung aturan rumah sakit melarang pengambilan video demi privacy, di sini gue cuma bisa muterin audio rekaman waktu Sierra diinterogasi. Lu wajib fokus dengerin sasi ini cuy, karena disinilah Sierra secara belak-belakan ngebuka semua apa yang sebenarnya terjadi.
Are you able to tell me what happened today? Or I can let you know what I know about it so far? And then you can let me know kind of what was going on. And...
Yeah, I have been feeling like things aren't real. I don't think you people are real or good people, real people, and I think I fucked up. And you can confirm that for me. That's fine.
So, kind of what happened today, from what I was reading in some of the comments, is that you had stabbed your mother after you guys got into a fight when you were out in the drive. That's kind of how it got called to 911 intentionally. So, what was going on? Why were you guys arguing?
She wasn't really my mom.
Okay.
And it happened really fast. Like, the other day, it was a slow thing, where I started to feel more annoying. And then, it was like super quick, and I had no, it was just, I thought that was what happened.
Okay.
Is she okay?
I don't think so.
What's that?
I think that's still being investigated, but from my knowledge.
Is she alive?
I don't think so. I'm really sorry to bring that to you. It sounds like that's not something you meant to do then.
I felt like I had to get out of my house. So I took the car keys and went to the car. And my mom tried to stop me, and I fought back against her because I thought that she was like not herself. I really felt like she was trying to keep me from saving myself. Like I thought I had to get out of the house, and if she was stopping me, that felt dangerous.
So, sounds like you're just acting in suspects. Sounds like mom wasn't behaving like a real person who was dangerous to you sometimes.
I don't want to hurt my mom. I just realized what had happened, and then I decided I should kill myself.
2 hari setelah interogasi ini, polisi terus mengumpulkan berbagai barang bukti. Meskipun hasil penyelidikan nunjukin kalau Sierra saat itu lagi ngalamin episode psikosis akibat gangguan mental yang serius, hukum tetaplah hukum. Dia harus tetap mempertanggungjawabkan perbuatannya. Polisi pun balik lagi mendatangi Sierra yang masih dirawat di rumah sakit buat ngasih tahu kalau begitu dia keluar dari rumah sakit, dia bakal langsung ditangkap atas dakwaan pembunuhan tingkat pertama.
Sierra, this is Detective Priest with Daylight Sheriff's Office. I need to give you some information. Here I need to inform you that upon your release from a mental health facility, you will be arrested and booked into the Dane County Jail for first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, and domestic disorderly conduct, or domestic, for the death of your mother. Do you have any questions? I'm going to leave you my business card. It's got my phone number on it, okay? On the back of it, it has the name of your attorney. Your attorney is Jessa Nicholson.
It should be Tim Hallmark.
Okay, well, your family hired Jessa. Do you give us consent to talk to Jessa for you?
No, I want Tim Hallmark. I want my dad.
Okay, I will let them know that, alright?
Nah, tepat 6 bulan kemudian, di bulan Oktober 2025, kasus ini akhirnya masuk ke sidang putusan di meja hijau. Di persidangan, Sierra mengaku telah melakukan pembunuhan itu. Namun dia juga mengajukan pembelaan kalau saat kejadian dirinya nggak bisa mempertanggungjawabkan tindakannya karena gangguan jiwa. Sambil menahan tangis dan penuh rasa penyesalan, Sierra menyampaikan permohonan maaf dan ngaku kalau dia benar-benar nyesel atas apa yang udah dia perbuat ke ibu kandungnya sendiri. Berdasarkan putusan resmi hakim, karena kondisi gangguan jiwanya, Sierra nggak dijeblosin ke penjara biasa. Dia diperintahkan menjalani perawatan intensif tanpa batas waktu di rumah sakit jiwa khusus, atau yang dikenal sebagai Inpatient Institutional Care. Dan buat lu semua, kalau lu demen tontonan kayak gini, follow aja Dimensi Arsip. Tetap jaga diri, stay safe di jalan, dan sampai ketemu di video berikutnya. Bye!